see me wearing rain pants around the property. Know what happened.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Turf Today podcast, presented by Tru-Turf, Rolling Perfection. I'm your host, Adam Courchaine, joined by my buddy, Trevor Larson. And today, we're here with the big one, episode number 21, where Steve Loveday joins the boys to talk about his career, former Golf Course Superintendent, and creator of Turf Fuel. So a bit of a sciencey show, which is awesome because we don't usually get into that kind of thing. So it's great to have somebody come on. But I promise he actually tells a couple really funny golf course stories from his time at growing up, working at a course, doing different things. So buckle up because that's definitely a great interview. Trev and I get into a few things, and stick around to the end of the show because we are doing our Tru-Turf giveaway. $200 cash going to somebody. So yeah, stick around, listen to that. No mic?
It's here.
Oh, okay. You usually come in with a lot more steam than that.
My steam is long gone.
But the Czech mix is there?
No, these are Mickey shortbreads from Disneyland.
Nice.
They're like buttery.
Oh, yep. With shaped like Mickey's head. Those would be pretty good. Anything from Disneyland's pretty kick-ass.
I'm going to disagree, but these are solid.
Okay.
I don't like Disneyland. I could give a shit about it.
No? What about, what do they call it? The world of Harry Potter? Where they have the Hogwarts and all that kind of stuff? Wasn't that kind of cool?
Been there, done that. We're good.
Yeah. You got that t-shirt, got the wand, moved on.
I went to London, dude. We did a walking tour of the Harry Potter stuff, and like the dude had a little iPad and showed like where they filmed it. We went to what's the bar that they go to? There's something crazy. God
it's
damn
been so long.
Leaky Cauldron.
Leaky Cauldron. Okay, there you go.
It's a taco restaurant now in London.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Or at least it was when we were in London. That was a couple years ago. I would assume that it's still there.
Yeah, it's one of those spots.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Did you have a favorite Harry Potter movie or book?
Oh, book? Yeah. Who the fuck do you think I am?
Well, I don't know. When it all first came out, that's the only place we could get it was on books, right?
I didn't know about it when it was on a book because I didn't care.
Okay.
Not much of a book guy.
Not a big book guy. More watch the movie then read the book, or watch the movie then just never read the book.
If I watch the movie, why would I need to read the book?
I don't know.
I understand that there's differences.
Yeah,
but
it's an old school play. So a bit of a sciencey show today, eh? A little bit of fun for us.
It'll be fun for you because you're a nerd.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Steve Loveday is the creator of Turf Fuel. So yeah, that'll be good. He is a Michigan State guy. Went to Michigan State and
the Spartans.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I think he's gonna have some cool stuff for us. He's from Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. So
baseball bats and Spartans. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I sunburnt the shit out of my arms today.
No.
Yeah, the tops of them are burning right now.
No way. Just being out there too long? No sunscreen?
Yeah, I didn't expect to be on the mower all day. I kind of forgot that I only have 2 guys on staff now.
Down to 2. Jeez.
Yeah, and so I went out. I was on the rough unit all day, and I only had the little 3500D, the 3-deck rough unit to mow my entire course. So I was on I mowed the greens this morning. I finally have new reels, so my greens are actually at height. The ones that aren't dead, they're looking spiffy. And then I was in the rough unit. I mowed the greens and I hopped on the rough unit, and then that's all I did for.
It just got baked out there.
Oh, I got toasted. It was such a dumb decision. I could feel it burning, and I'm like, I'm way too far away from the clubhouse.
Yeah,
and it was a really, really stupid decision.
I'm just gonna take it, and you kind of have that fair skin, eh? It's not good for the sun.
Oh, you're calling me white, huh?
Yeah, I'm calling you white.
The fucking Canadian is calling me white.
Pretty sure last episode you were saying you had freckles. So,
dude,
we all know.
Clear as day. I'm freckly as shit.
Tough on the skin when the sun comes out for sure.
Yeah, I've never. Never had this issue with my arms being burnt like this. This is definitely a first, and it sucks. It's been, I don't know, a couple hours. It's already burning. It's gonna be a deep
Shit.
burn.
You gotta get the aloe out.
Already have.
Nice.
It's
Well,
already soaked it up. My arms
you're a greenkeeper. The aloe's been out hours ago.
No, as soon as I got home, I showered really quick, dried it off, and then soaked it in aloe, and I need to go get it again already.
Yeah. Reapply that stuff.
Um, I haven't looked if I got any questions today.
Ooh, that's kind of exciting. I know we got a couple that flew in from Orwino. Orty bits.
Yes.
Yeah. He's got a
Forty
couple of
dogs.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did anyone? Oh, there's been Turfiends is on a Dick craze.
A dick craze?
He posted fine artwork, was a dick drawing in a bunker,
Yeah.
and kudos to the guy. It was a very artsy dick. And then just now I opened it and it's the dew on a tee box.
Oh my goodness.
You couldn't see it, but there's little curlies on it too. That's pretty
Oh
funny.
wow, they got into detail. Nice.
Oh yeah, they went hard.
Stop it.
What am I doing here? Okay. There's one. And it's a question from last week. So little Courchaine, you clearly don't listen to the show enough. He goes, how often do you double cut and roll? I guess it is not the same from last week. It is a double cut and roll, and that's
Double cut, yeah.
yeah. Do you double cut ever for like member guests or something?
So we would probably double roll. I'd say we would cut
Yeah.
and roll two directions.
Yeah.
Or at least, really press them down. The double
I
cut,
know.
I don't know. I could see the benefit too. Like in big tournaments, major tournaments and stuff, they'll double cut, right? So
Yeah, they'll cut at night and cut it in the morning. I have double cut, but that's usually when I'm changing height. I'll cut in the morning and then go depending on where you're at. If you're at 120, I can go to 110. But if you're at 110, I'd go to like 105 down to 100, and I would cut in the morning and I'd cut in the afternoon, and then lower it again. And then it'd be like say 110 in the morning, 105 in the afternoon, and then the next day 105 in the morning, and then 100 in the afternoon. That might be a little aggressive, but
would still work though.
Yeah, and that's the only time my course I don't need to, and then I still can't roll. So I would love to, and I think I'd only double roll for tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm trying to speed them up.
Yeah, so I was watching some players today, some people that are here quite a bit on my course, regulars, and they're blowing it past cups today. I mean, they're not very good golfers, but like they got used to putting, which was what it was. My greens was just pure putting, and now that they're mowed nicely, because I actually have really nice brand new reels, they're fucking blowing it by.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't see them complaining about it. So even if they did, I'd tell them to shove it. But
yeah, well, back to the fucking parking lot.
Go to the putting green and learn how to putt, you fucking bum.
So yeah, we got four in on the May page. They're all for Steve.
Pretty weak, guys. Pretty weak.
Yeah, it's been a busy time. It's a busy time of year for everybody, and there's been lots of storms and some flooding, and the heat. So I know it's a big push up here.
Down. Yeah, we're finally back down to mid 80s, which is nice.
Yeah,
back to normal.
Cool here. When you can wear a hoodie in the morning or like a jacket in the morning, it's nice. I enjoy that.
I refuse to, just because I want to enjoy the cold before it gets hot again.
Wow.
But we finally had a crisp, cool morning. Our humidity is finally kind of burned off, because we were real humid, like 86% humidity during that heat wave, and that was a killer. And so this morning was really crisp and nice, so that was good.
So the Pythium pressure's gone way down.
Yeah, the Pythium stopped. It fucked that green though, but luckily there's only one, so it's not the end of the world. But it's
you get it back. It's only grass, right? It's just how you take care of it.
We ain't getting that one back, buddy.
I mean, you get it back once there's new grass on it.
Yeah, once it's resodded. That green needs to be legitimately rebuilt. I've cut literally like 2-inch thick roots, not a half an inch from the surface of that green. I've cut them out. It's bad. I have at least 3 greens on my property that legitimately need to be completely torn out, reshaped, and rebuilt because of tree roots. Yeah. Gnarly.
Golf courses sometimes, eh?
All
Lots,
right.
lots
So
of good days and lots of bad days.
aha. This one's been going around,
Oh,
this video. And it's of tried to make this putt for $500. He obviously has a really bad putting stroke. Doesn't even hit it and then just starts hammering the green.
just bashing the green apart with his club.
So first off, I already know they're douchebags because you're playing with two guys who aren't wearing hats. To me, I've
Yeah.
come up with this theory in the last week or so, like cemented the theory. If you're not
Okay.
wearing a hat or a visor while you're playing golf, you're either a humongous douche or a psychopath.
There's something going on. It's a
There's
part of the
something wrong
game.
with you.
Yeah. You got to wear a
Yeah.
lid.
Yeah.
So what about the
So
untucked shirt? Because that's getting
I
extremely
was
popular.
so dude, at Goat Hill we play in t-shirts. I see zero issue with the untucked shirt unless you're at a place that requires it. If you're at they're
With the
obviously
dress
not at a
code.
really nice country club.
Yeah.
That green looks fair, like it was aerated not too long ago. You could see that.
We were playing at this
eh,
place one time, and then the guy on the first tee, the starter comes up and he goes, "Hey, can you roll your socks down?" And my buddy's like, "What?" He's like, "Your socks are just a little too high." He looks down. He's like, "I just bought these socks. They're really nice. They're for golf." And the guy's like, "Yeah, they're just a bit too high. You need to roll them down a bit." And he's like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on here?"
so he's one of those guys who wears like the shin high socks.
No,
Like,
not even. They were ankle socks. I don't know.
whoa.
I don't know why they were a little beefy.
Maybe he was fucking with you.
Might have lied about them being golf socks because they're probably from Walmart or GT Boutique. But
Was he wearing the socks?
what do you mean? Was he wearing the socks?
Was he wearing the socks?
Yeah, he was wearing the socks.
Was he playing golf?
Fuck yeah, he was playing golf.
Then they're fucking golf socks.
It's a good point. Yeah, yeah, I didn't get it, but so anyways, back to this asshole.
Buddy's is he putting with a glove on? He doesn't even have a glove in his pocket. No, he's got his hands are 3 inches apart putting, which could be a putting strategy. He's got the finger down the shaft, which every baseball player does when they first start playing golf.
Question about his shoes: are those Callaways?
I think they are, and that's one reason why he's a fucking loser.
Callaway.
He does have some sick flow. I'll give him some points on the sweet lettuce back there. But
I've had a few people send that to me and says this looks like you, and I'm just like, whoa.
Okay, first off, I've got like 30 pounds on him, so thank you for thinking that I'm that slim.
No, he's saying it's me. Like I've had people saying, Adam, that looks like you.
Oh, body
the
shape
guys-
wise, yeah, a little bit, but you don't have lettuce like that.
Well, I'm growing it out. I have had lettuce like that. Usually in the winter, I got a long salad.
Yeah. Dude, good thing you don't toss it.
Fair enough.
I mean, dude, it was a bad putt. What are you?
But
I
wasn't there?
don't-
It was something about $500, right? There's $500 on the line.
You
for the
can
putt.
put anything. You can make the stupid computer lady go. If he misses this putt, he has to blow every dude in the clubhouse. Like you
Yeah.
can make it say anything. Those kids are not. First off, they're playing for $500. It's their fucking dad's money.
Potentially.
What
If
do you
they're
mean
playing for that
potentially?
kind of money? Yeah.
Look at those 16-year-old twats. No. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Let's see. Someone with that putting stroke should not be betting $500, let alone $1. Agreed.
There you go.
I've seen this happen on my greens. I would do the same shit, same to his shit box. And what the fuck are you saying? I'm reading it wrong. It's not. If I seen this happen on my greens, I'd do the same to his shit box in the car park. Okay, so
Wow.
I don't understand.
Destroy the guy's car.
Again, it's his dad's car. Send him the bill for the repair work. There is no bill for the repair work. It would take like 3 plugs. Yes. Is it super fucked up what he's doing? 100%. Is he a dick and should never play there ever again? Yes. Repairing that is not hard.
No, that's fixable.
3 plugs. That
Mhm.
repairing that takes 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You don't even need to plug it, to be honest with you. You just
Fill it
sand
in.
it and stitch it. It's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Depends on how much turf actually came out, but yeah. Should be pretty easy.
Someone did the Liam Neeson, I will find you. That's pretty funny.
My favorite is when the guy goes, "Kick him off the tour, Doug."
Oh, I didn't see that. That's fantastic. There's
Yeah.
99 comments.
Oh,
Should
wow,
be
that
banned
blew up.
from the golf course. Agree. He should pay and also help repair. No, don't help. He's gonna. There's the kick him off the tour, Doug. You win. Jamie, his song _golf.coach. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Great. Fantastic.
Didn't get a single like though, people. Come on.
Oh, I liked it. He's got the most important like from the turf. Oh no, that was from my personal page. Even better than for you, Jimmy, I guess.
Boy, Jim. Uh-oh.
If this is how you react when you miss a putt, straight to jail right away. I love that the straight to jail is, I mean, it's from Parks and Rec in the Venezuela episode, but it's become a thing on the when people are doing stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely dragging that fellow around if I saw him on the course. Where are you dragging him to? I've been dragged to things with my wife and they've been pleasant. Are you going to drag him with the cart? Come on, be more specific about how you're going to torture this idiot. Make him aerate all 18 greens and clean it up by himself as punishment. And then, oh my God, this is fantastic. Okay, so Jackson 1425 said that. Jackson H1425. He goes, make him aerate all 18 greens and clean it up by himself as punishment. Rock 6553 goes, what the fuck is an aerate and why are there 18 of them? Now,
oh man,
research here. Bio, science, technology, engineering. He is not a turf guy, so that dude is not being sarcastic. Oh, it's good stuff.
It's really unfortunate that people are doing that to greens out there, but it's nice that a little bit of comedy can come out of it.
25 years as a golf course superintendent, and I can tell you that I, without a single doubt, fucking loathe golfers. Amen, brother. The second you grab a club, your IQ drops 50 points. Be nice. We work really, really hard.
Really, really hard.
Reach. TCH, period, Woodworks. My man. Yes.
He gets it.
Although I won't say all golfers. It's the public.
All right, we are going to stop things to talk about, that's right, you guessed it, Tru-Turf, our amazing sponsors. This week, we worked on a giveaway with you guys. It was for $200 cash and some swag. The good people of Tru-Turf were really trying to think of something that could help. This contest, they decided they wanted to give away some cash as well. $200 American to somebody. As they were kind of telling us, they wanted it to be helpful to somebody because, it's a busy time of year. There's a lot going on. Things are expensive, life is tough. So, if $200 could come to somebody just for entering a giveaway, maybe following an account, then that's really important to them and that's huge. So you got a company right there that cares and gives back. And honestly, reach out to those guys. They want to get you a demo going and we want to see you on a Tru-Turf roller.
It's the public and pretty much the public only. It's a very, 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 very small amount of members. Because typically when you're paying big money or money at all to play at a club, you're not going to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Typically.
No, you never know. But the public can be an issue.
The public is always an issue.
I was talking to one of the guys I work with the other day, and he was just complaining about members complaining and how, you kind of have to bite your tongue like we were talking about in the last episode.
Members can be obnoxious as fuck, but they're not going to go out and do physical damage.
No, and that's what I'm leading into. Yeah. I was telling him, like, dude, if there was public golf here and you kind of have that attitude right now, we'd be getting fist fights out here. Like it'd be crazy, so we're kind of got to be happy to have the members and just bite our tongue when they do want to snip. But yeah, no, the public side of things can be really bad. I have seen that too. And it is shitty, but it's manageable as well, though. The course can handle it properly. And, we are turf professionals, so stuff can be fixed and we're out there every morning. So it's just a different challenge. And the people that do take on a public course, just like Trev, man, like hats off to you guys. Cause it is a big challenge for our
industry. It sucks. Okay, so this ROC guy is back again on a different comment.
Oh, he's back?
He's back. So
he's back. Let's go, boys.
I can't pronounce that. PISCESAKA 1975 _ Smith. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're running out of names, so.
Well, it's piss cat. I don't know.
How many Instagram accounts are there in the world at this point? Billions.
Yeah, literally. So he goes, he will have band 4 life. 4 is the number. ... Does he know what it takes? Does he know what goes into growing healthy turf grass? This rock character goes, water and fertilized soil. Oh, and a lawnmower. Okay, first off, Rock, you missed seed and grass.
Yeah, you're gonna have to actually grow something there, friend.
Yeah, yeah. Fertilized soil is not going to grow anything. And then Rock goes, how come if it's so easy and the superintendents get an average of 80K, 85K,
Come on, easy.
aren't there people lining up to do it? And that was from some other guy.
Okay, well, let's dig into that for a second. Why aren't there other people lining up to do it?
Because this job's fucking hard, man.
Job's fucking hard.
This job, so people don't get it. Like, and I'm one of these people initially getting into the industry. It's like, oh, cool. Like, if you're a superintendent, you kind of just go and tell people what to do and just make sure shit runs smooth. You're just a people manager in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
No, nope, no. And we're going to get into it today with our guest, but it's like there's so much science that we have to do on top of just budget paperwork as well, on top of managing the people, on top of scheduling, on top of payroll, on top of the turf management itself, which goes back into the science. Like, it doesn't sound like a lot, but everyone listening, or majority of people listening, know that stack of ham on that sandwich right there, you can't get your mouth on. It's so fucking drain. Like, in my shoes, and then there's others that listen too that are working superintendents, meaning that we have to get out and mow and cut cups and do the physical stuff also.
Absolutely.
Like, I can't tell you how many days I come home and pass out before I can like get up to my stairs on like, and not even like a 12-hour day, like some 8-hour days where it's just grinded hard. Like, it's insane. Now there's superintendents that have, 60 guys on the crew and 2 assistants, and they sit in the office all day but they still have all the science on top of it. One, they've worked for 20 years to get to that position, so don't you dare fucking bash them.
No.
Like, that shit's earned. You don't get
them a long way.
You don't get to a superintendent or director of golf office coming out of college. It's not going to happen. You're on your boots on the ground for a long time.
There's a lot of work experience that goes into that, and
So,
the
like,
early mornings too, and the long days.
Okay, you know
6
what?
days
No.
a weeks.
Early mornings, you get used to it. I hate
Sometimes.
hearing people complain about yes, of course there's days, but there's also, if you had an 8 a.m. job, there's days where it sucks to get up in the morning. You know what I mean? But overall, the early mornings are the absolute best. For me, it's 3:30 in the afternoon right now. I've got the house to myself. I'm chilling. I'm doing the show. No, like, nothing else to worry about. Other days when I can get off at a normal time, 1:30 in the afternoon, I can go play 36 before the sun goes down if I wanted to.
Stop it. You're making me jealous.
You can go in. Yeah, sorry, I live in California. I pay for it. Don't fucking worry about it.
Don't worry.
You can live here too if you want to fucking pay for it. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm saying that it's fucking expensive and we pay for the weather. That's the only thing good about California. Anyways.
No, that part of it is really sick. I think when it gets really difficult is when guys start having families and you're getting home at 2:00 and now it's daddy time and you're dad till the kids go to bed. And then you're
you're double duty and
you're going to bed and you haven't spent any time with your wife yet, and you're going to bed because you got to get up 3:30 in the morning or 4:00. So I think that's when some guys start to struggle.
Yeah. When you get into that realm, it's but then it's also easier to get 12-hour days, which I've never complained about a 12-hour day. When you stack them up, when you get into double digit in a row,
watch that.
That's brutal. But like a 12-hour day here and there is. Especially if you're out mowing, it's pretty easy. But the guy who posted that was posting that question as saying that it's difficult. Oh, this is a good one. Cohel59. Someone should show him how the grass feels. Except he wrote, someone should show home how the grass felt. And I think he meant homie or him. It's pretty good. I like that. In jail, there's a lot of jails. Someone did grow the duck emoji up.
Yeah, I saw that. That's great.
Pretty good.
Grow the duck up.
How about you grow the fuck up and just say fuck? Just kidding. I like that comment. That's funny.
Because everybody gets it, right? We've been doing this long enough that we get the duck. We know what it means.
I've never seen that used as like that. That's fantastic.
Is that maybe it's a younger person? It's part of what the youth do now. All their rap music and all that.
You listen to modern rap music?
I can't. I'm a 90s
so
and 2000
fucking
rap guy.
bad. They don't speak English. They're awful. It's terrible.
Steve, how are you?
Fellas, what's happening? I am doing well. How you guys doing?
Not too bad, thank you.
I'm here. Just needed to be hydrated.
Awesome. Hey, Trevor, how you doing, man?
Oh, it's hot. I'm sticky, but my turf fuel hat fits really well at work, so I'm pretty good.
Hey, there you go. I got mine on right now. Look at us.
I didn't want to match them because it'd be a little weird,
You
but
can't do that.
yeah.
It's all right. We're all friends here.
Yeah. I was gonna say before we get into anything here, we gotta talk about those two guitars behind you. Or maybe it looks like three guitars
Oh.
behind you. Are you a big guitar guy?
No, he just has them on his wall.
Yeah, with lights. Holy smokes.
My son and I are both in bands, and I've been playing since I was in high school. So yeah,
Oh, that's cool. So that's a big passion of yours then.
yeah, super fun. And it's funny. I got lucky. I'm in a band with a veterinary doctor's our bassist. The guy that's a drummer works for General Motors and travels a bunch. So we all get together once a week when we're in town, jam it out for a little bit. We play in bars every once in a while. It's perfect.
So is the band name based around animals and turf? And I was already trying to make this joke while you were saying it, and I forgot what the second guy did.
He's with Gia. He's an engineer.
There we go. So is it an engineering animal on grass? Is like the name of the band?
No, it's worse.
Oh,
It's
boy.
worse, he said.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, it's worse. Our band name is 8 to 9. 829, like the numbers, because we practice from 8 to 9.
Hey,
I dig that though.
it makes
I like
sense.
that.
Well,
Yeah, it's clear.
it's simple,
It's to the
right?
point. People get
I
it.
like
Yeah.
it.
So where are you joining us
That's right.
today from? You're not down in Kentucky right now, are you?
No. So I'm in Michigan. Moved up here in 1990. So it's been home since 1990.
Okay. But if we go back a little bit, growing up in Kentucky, that must have been pretty exciting. Was golf a big thing for you down there at that point? Because that's a baseball place, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's no professional teams down there. So it's kind of interesting in that regard, but it's big basketball, UK U of L, big basketball, baseball's there. Football, not as much with the college teams, but definitely the Cincinnati Bengals. There was a lot of fans there because that was the closest pro team. But the funny thing, Adam, you being a hockey player, so I never saw hockey. I mean, we would see it once a year, once every 4 years, Winter Olympics, right?
Yeah.
On
There's
TV,
nothing
because that
around
was
there.
back in the day. Yeah, and there was no ESPN and there was no, none of the South had hockey teams, right? So when I
Mhm.
moved up to Michigan, the hockey culture was like overwhelming. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, holy smokes, man.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
exactly. That's one of the biggest states for hockey in the States. So yeah, that would have been a bit eye-opening. But what about
Yeah.
golf? Was golf prevalent down there?
It was, yeah, lots of golf courses, I played golf, my whole life growing up. My dad was in some golf leagues. He worked for Ford Motor Company and would be in these leagues. So, we'd hit balls around the yard, then I'd go play. You got Valhalla down there, great golf course. So it's quite a bit. It's a weird place to grow grass though, being right in the transition zone because it wants to be southern turf and it wants to be northern turf, and at times of the year it's perfect for each. But most of the year it's not very good for either.
That would be a bit of a
So it can
challenge
be
then.
tough. Yeah.
Well, you guys have a species of grass named after the area. It's got to be good.
That's
good
true.
for something.
It's a famous grass.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So that is kind of ironic then.
It is. I never maintained turf there, other than at home or whatever. I didn't work on a golf course till I moved up to Michigan and got my first golf course job. So I really have no idea what it's like professionally to maintain golf turf, but I bet there's times of the year where it's pretty difficult.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
There's got to be. There is everywhere.
Hmm. So
Oh, yeah,
did you
for
move
sure.
you moved up to Michigan to go to university to study turf grass?
No, so my dad working for Ford, he got transferred, when I was real young to Venezuela. We were there for about 3 years. And then
Wow.
in 1990, got transferred up to Ford, to Michigan to work for Ford. And so I came along for the ride.
That's crazy. And then deciding to go into turf, what led you to do that?
It's a typical story of a lot of people in the industry. We lived a couple of miles away from a golf course. I needed a job. I liked being outside, loved the outdoors. Back in Kentucky, we had some pretty big gardens, so we did a lot of gardening. I love growing things, so that was a good fit for me. And my first job was a cart boy, the
Okay.
classic teenage,
Here we go. We got a cart
right?
barn kid.
Yeah, cart barn kid,
There's a new song
which
right
is
there
great.
for you.
Yes.
Teenage cart boy.
It should be. It should be. It was cool though, right? Like it was a good summer job, driving around pretty easy. And then, when I got older, I was able to get on the grounds crew, which was I fell in love with, of course.
Yeah, yeah, much better schedule and outside all the time, getting to work. Yeah, that's good.
Totally. Paid more, doing more interesting
Oh
things. It was
yeah,
great.
definitely. Like, a lot more money for sure. Yeah. You always have to
Yeah.
highlight the money when we're talking about turf, right?
But this place was amazing because it was this public golf course, which it's gone now. They built a hospital over the top of it, and it was in a
Mm.
town called Novi, Michigan. And they had this the old clubhouse used to be on the other, if you want to call it a clubhouse, I'm saying that very loosely, used to be on the
Yeah.
other side of like a 55-mile-an-hour road, right? And you would have to bring the golf carts across. And it should have been condemned, and eventually they did condemn it, and they just brought in a couple of double wides, right? And that became the clubhouse. It was one of those deals. And oh man, like the superintendent, just all of it, everything there was pretty awesome. It was an interesting place to work. Let's say that.
Did they build a clubhouse because of all the car accident, or a hospital? Build a hospital from all the car accidents with the carts. Is that why it became a hospital?
Oddly enough, like during my tenure, I never saw a single, even close call. I guess people kind of did the
Wow.
math real quick. Hey,
I
vehicle
mean, that's
going
really
50.
good and a big bummer.
What were you giggling
Yeah, right.
about? How hard the car would hit the golf cart?
Oh,
I was
dude.
giggling at the I was giggling at the joke that I was trying to not butcher and then butchered. Yeah, because that's the first thing I thought of when you said a 55-mile-an-hour road where they had to go across. I immediately thought of someone just getting T-boned and launched, and then his buddy going, "Oh man, I can hit my 7-iron further than that," as he slides across the pavement.
But I definitely didn't pick up a lot of turf management there. It was one of those places where super good guys, but they just didn't have the resources. They didn't have the education. They were just hard workers, good dudes, but didn't
Hmm.
have the necessary tools to get the job done. And, they were really relying upon their salespeople to kind of point them in the right direction when there was a disease outbreak or whatever.
Oh, okay. So this is when you were in high school. Do you have any funny stories from when you were working at that course?
There's a lot of them because I worked there
Yeah.
with my high school buddies, right?
Oh,
So
shoot.
yeah, you know how those
That must
go.
have been a time and a half.
Yeah,
And
but
yet,
I think
yet still, no one got hit by a car.
Yeah, that we know of.
Yeah,
my favorite story was it was a solo mission, right? So it's early morning, relatively early, and we had a big outing that day. This is when I'm a cart boy. So my job is to take a water cooler out there, kind of one of those big orange Gatorade things like you pour on the coach type deal. To take
Hmm.
one of those out there filled with ice and water, and to take this plastic crate filled with like 40 hot dogs wrapped in aluminum foil. And they were going to stage them out on the golf course. So I crossed the 55-mile-an-hour road, didn't get hit. And I
Didn't
was
drop any
driving one of
wieners.
these. Yeah, you got to be careful with those precious cargo.
they're slippery.
So I'm driving one of those. I don't know if you've ever seen them. It's like this golf cart with a flatbed, but you put the golf clubs in it kind of at an angle. Columbia
Oh,
was the manufacturer.
interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah, old school. So, but with a Phillips screwdriver, you could turn this thing into a 75-mile-an-hour,
Oh my
rocking
gosh.
machine, right? Which of course we had done. So I'm
Yeah,
going
naturally.
across, zipping down a fairway, trying to get this cargo to where it needs to go. I'm listening to Public Enemy at the time, so it's like,
Yes.
Flavor Flav's and one, right? I'm cruising down, doing 75 miles an hour, and I don't know what happened. This thing just starts spinning, right? Because the dew on the grass. I'm doing 360s, hit this bump. Next thing I know, all of the hot dogs are in the air as this car. So
No.
every rotation, right? I see the hot dogs all in the air. Then I go back around. There's the hot dogs in the air. It looked
Oh my
like
gosh.
one of those
It's
jet
slow
fighters. What do they
motion.
like shoot out the back to block missiles or whatever? It looked like that up in the air. And so I'm like, holy shit. Like I come to a stop spinning. I turn Flavor Flav off and I'm kind of assessing the situation.
I hope we served these dogs.
I gather up all the dogs, dry them off, put them back in their crate. But the water thing, So nothing got exposed, right? It's still wrapped in the aluminum foil.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay.
Why is my hot dog soggy?
Right? Why does this have grass blades on? So the water cooler had tipped over and the top had kind of just come open a little bit. So a bunch of the water came out, but there was still ice in there. I'm like, no
Nice.
big deal. There's a hose on the golf course. I can fill it up there. Boom, put it at the station. I'm out. So I did that. Good. It's a win for the team. I get back to the clubhouse, all good. So lunchtime rolls around and the assistant comes in. Now, this isn't the assistant that you're thinking of. This isn't the guy in the collared shirt who's a young up and coming, maybe a turf student or someone who's eager, keener, trying to learn and find his way. This dude, his name was Ronnie. He's about 35 years old, long stringy hair, crazy looking beard. He was kind of a shorter guy, but man, he was gorilla strong, like and he's real quiet, like real awkward. So it was kind of weird to be around him. So he comes and sits down next to me while I'm eating lunch. And I'm like, well, all right, I'm going to start up a conversation with Ronnie. So I'm like, hey, man, you're not going to believe what happened to me this morning. He's like, what? So I tell him the story and I tell him about the hot dog part. And he smirked just a little bit. I'm like, holy shit, this is going really, really well. And then I get to the
Ronnie's
water cooler
impressed
part.
with exploding hot dogs.
Totally, man. He was digging it. And I'm like, yeah. And then this water cooler thing, but I was like, it's no big deal. I filled it up with that hose. He's like, that comes out of the pond, dumbass.
No.
I'm like, what? So inadvertently, I had filled this thing back up with pond water, and it's now halfway through the day. So I rip out there, and half of the water's gone. Like, this is the 90s, right? We didn't have any of those plastic, hyperallergenic protective things on the end of the nozzle. No,
everyone would have been fine.
They're fine.
Yeah, you drink out of a hose before, same shit.
All good. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff that went on at that golf course for sure.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Well, it's just lessons you have to learn, right? We all have to go through that stuff one time or another.
I was gonna say, at least it wasn't like the true reclaimed water from the actual treatment plants. That would have been much.
Yeah, that would have been.
That was my first thought when you said it. I was like, oh, it's gonna be reclaimed.
Yeah, that would have been a big deal. But it was funny to go from there. All right, so I leave that golf course. I get into Michigan State, go through their turf program, and did my internship at a PGA Tour facility called the TPC of Michigan. So at that time, it was owned by the PGA Tour. It's not now. They sold it, a number of years ago. But I was there for about 5 years. So the contrast was night and day. I mean, it was
you're going to something much more professional, right?
Oh, yeah. Like leaps and bounds above professionality. I mean, it was awesome.
I did want to ask you about Michigan State, though. Did you enjoy going to school there? That was obviously a really good turf grass program.
It was amazing. Yeah. I mean, fortunately, I do a lot of research there. I've got 3 different trials going on right now with Dr. Emily Merowitz, Tom Nikolai. Tom's got an amazing grad student named Eric, does great work. So I do a lot of work with those guys. And it was awesome. Like, I loved going to school there. I'm still friends, with a lot of the guys I went to school with. I'm about 45 minutes from the university, so I get to go there a lot, check on the plots, and just kind of relive the college days a little bit.
I believe I've worked with Tom. I've samples into Michigan State into the lab before and had stuff done. It might have been I can't remember the name, but Tom kind of is a common name. But yeah, I've used the Michigan State labs before, and I think that they're open to golf courses. There's a little fee, of course, but you get the students to work on it and get everything you need, and it's awesome. It's a great program. It's one I recommend to people around here, and they asked where I send my samples into.
Cool. Yeah, you're probably if it's pathology, you're probably working with Vargas or Nancy Dykema.
It was definitely a dude. I can't remember. It's been a little bit.
Yeah, right on.
But I got a Michigan State pullover, so I wear it from time to time.
There you go. I actually met a couple of the guys down at the show this year that were doing the Turf Bowl. They were fantastic, and Michigan State Turf has a great Instagram account where they do Turf Tip Tuesdays. I love following those. We share some of those on our story sometimes. So it definitely seems like a cool place, and they definitely immerse themselves in the industry quite well.
Dude, at the San Diego show, they had camo Michigan State turf hoodies on, and they were
swag well.
So sick, and it's like, I need to get one of those.
Yeah,
They
those
said
are,
that they were going to start selling them.
I haven't seen them yet. They're are on sale, but yeah, those were awesome.
See, that's how good they were. He knows what they're talking about
Yeah,
2
everybody
years
knows what they're
ago.
talking about.
They're so sick. God.
Yeah.
We worked with them. It was kind of cool. We worked with them this year, both at the STMA or the SFMA, and then at the Golf Industry Show, and sponsored them from Turf Fuel, which was it was pretty cool from Target and Turf Fuel.
Awesome.
It was neat to I don't know, just kind of give back a little bit, right, to support these kids. And I talked to Dr. Rogers, who runs the 2-year program at Michigan State, and then does goes down with the kids for the Turf Bowl. And he said, Steve, you don't understand. Like some of these kids, I mean, that was the difference between them being able to attend the show and the Turf Bowl and not being able to attend, type of thing. So
Mhm.
it's pretty cool.
That's make or break, and that might change one of those kids' careers or their future to stay in the industry or to push to get a bigger job or go after an internship somewhere. So yeah, no, that's awesome that Target was able to provide them with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. It really is.
I told every one of them if they wanted a job in San Diego to call me.
Always recruiting, eh, Trev?
Shoot, when you got spots to fill on a daily basis, yeah, definitely.
Shouldn't
Yeah,
be
can be
hard in
tough.
San Diego.
Oh, it shouldn't, but it sure is.
Yeah.
It's I've hired 3 people since I've had an opening. One guy was a no call, no show, and 2 quit. So
Yeah, keeps you on your toes.
Unbelievable. Yeah, my favorite story with that was when I was working at the TPC. I was the assistant at the time, and I got in at like, I don't know, 4:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that, very early. And I roll up, and we had this big metal gate that had a chain link on it, or a chain and a lock, and I would unlock it. And we hired these people the night before, the day before, and they were super excited. Oh man, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to be your best employee. This guy just kept, going on and on and on. It's like, you know how this story's going to end. So I roll up and I'm like, hey, there's something hanging on the fence. What is that? It's that dude's uniform.
Oh no.
So in the middle of night, he just came and hung his uniform back up, didn't show. I'm done. Never worked a second.
at least he gave the uniform back, I guess. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
something.
Came back. It was clean, but it was just kind of
Yeah.
funny because he was so full of, I'm going to crush this and kill it the night before, the day before.
So I literally had the same thing, and I've noticed this in the past too. I had a guy do that to me. He was my no call, no show. I'm gonna be here. It's gonna be awesome. I'm super stoked. I'm gonna work my ass off. Blah 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 blah. And then poof, vanished off the face of the earth. Tried to call him straight to voicemail. I'm like, what the? Seriously? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
those guys that boost themselves so hard.
It's that psychological trick, right? They say that the more someone tells you about how they are of a certain quality or a certain whatever, they're usually the exact opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, slowly starting to be proven true, which is a big bummer, especially because when you get all jacked up as the hiring person, you're like, sweet, all right, I got my guy, and then it's like being stood up on a date.
Kind of, yeah. That's rough. Or your date just dropping her dress off and leaving it on your door, saying sorry.
Well, it depends. Where's she at after she drops the dress off? Oh
So,
man.
TPC Michigan, you guys hosted 5 seniors players events, and what was your role during all that?
Yeah, we hosted 5 of them. It was man, what experience. It was enough for me to understand that I didn't want to be a part of tournament golf, like pro tournament golf after that. A lot of hours, I mean, golf in general is a ton of hours, as you guys know. And then add on top a tournament, uh, it was crazy. But having all those players and the fanfare and everybody show up every year was really cool. I mean, and you talk about learning a ton because you had the PGA Tour guys come in, you had USGA guys come in. There was lots of people to talk to on a regular basis to really learn from. So that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, you're kind of in a bit of an accelerated program there, right? Learning, there's so much going on.
Oh yeah, yeah, and you'll come in like they have the week before the tournament they call Advance Week. So that's usually when the rules guys will show up and somebody from the PGA Tour shows up, an agronomist, and they check out green speed, bunker firmness, all that stuff, sand depths, everything. And we had years where we had to completely redo lots of things. Like the greens weren't fast enough. There was too much grass on them. So we had to, aggressively cultivate to get rid of a bunch of turf, to thin them out, to get some speed, or, major overhaul of the bunkers. You never knew what it was going to be, because the flavor of what the players want seemed to change from year to year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Always trying to improve. It's like making a new car model every year. They're always changing it. They're always trying to improve.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting. But being around those players, I got a good story from my tenure there. Gary Player, like everybody knows Gary Player, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm let's see, when was this? I was an intern, and what I was supposed to do was go out with a roller and roll all the greens. And it was after play had finished. I think it was Thursday golf, right? So the golf course is still packed with people and everybody's pouring out of there. This was a stadium course, so the flow of traffic kind of went in such a direction where you couldn't just drive anywhere you wanted to. So I'm on this par 3 and I'm rolling it, and all of a sudden I see a player up on the tee with somewhat of an entourage of people, and I'm like, oh. So I get off, wave him on. The dude proceeds to hit like a small bucket, right? It's like balls just keep coming. And so finally he quits hitting, he walks down there, but now there's golf balls all over the green, so I can't really do anything. He walks up to me and it's Gary Player. I'm like, holy shit, it's Gary Player. Yeah. And
you're like, I'm not annoyed anymore. All right.
Yeah.
Right, dude, legend. So he says, where are you working? Are you working here or are you working on the green? I said, no, I'm rolling the green. He's like, oh, okay. So he walks onto the green and just continues to putt balls for like 15, 20 more minutes. And, he's joking around with the fans and like laughing with these girls. And I'm like, dude, like I'm trying to get my work. Like, you don't understand that I'm going to be up till 1 a.m. hand watering. You're like, let's go. And so I was just like, man, what a jerk. Flash forward to 2003. So that was 1998, probably. Flash forward to 2013. I'm in Beijing, China at the Golf Asia show, trying to find a distributor for turf fuel. And I'm staying at the Intercontinental Hotel. After work, I decide to go to the gym and work out. I got this nice workout going. I'm all sweaty. Who walks in? Gary Player.
Wow.
And I'm like, holy shit. So I said, I didn't expect to see you here. And he goes, well, that's funny. I didn't expect to see you here either. Like, he was really cool and savvy like that, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking and everything. Super nice guy. And I said, hey, I got to tell you a story. And he's like, sure. And so I told him that story. He like bursts out laughing. He's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. That wasn't my intention. I said, no, I get it. I get it. I said, I tell you what, how about let's do a picture together? We'll call it even. He's like, done. So I got my picture with him. Super nice guy. Totally changed my opinion.
That's awesome. You got a redemption.
I just like, man, I got fired because of you, man.
Yeah. Lost my job. Couldn't pay my mortgage.
Right.
Now I'm in China. What the hell?
Yeah. They kicked me out of the country.
Oh, Jesus. That's
He's
awesome.
a super nice guy.
I was going to say that's a nice little segue into turf fuel because you were talking about trying to sell it there. Why don't you get into how this actually all came about? Because you are the creator of turf fuel and the reason why so many golf courses are thriving right now and so many superintendents are so excited for, what they get to spray and what they get to add to their tanks.
Well, it's a great question. And it's a bit of a story. And I'm super thankful. Like it was kind of my idea originally. And then I partnered with the right people, had the right support team around me, and had these individuals who had enough trust in the products to take it to their customers, right? These sales reps had developed this system of trust with these customers, and they were willing to jeopardize that on this brand new product line that no one had ever heard of before. So it was kind of cool the way it all worked out. But the short version is, at the time, I had been selling floor team products for about 5 years. And I had this idea, like I love to read on the internet about how people are doing things in different markets around the world. I'm infatuated with biostimulants, and even though I hate that word, but I'm infatuated with things that you can put onto a turf plant and make it more successful and increase its survivability in hostile conditions, right? For whatever reason, that fascinates me. Like being able to have lush, awesome turf in a shaded environment where it shouldn't really be there, I think is awesome. So I started looking about it and looking into that and thinking about it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to develop my own line of liquid fertilizer. Like I can do this. I know what ingredients to put in there. I've got, this is successful over in Europe. I'm going to do this and that. Um, and one of my buddies said, hey, before you do that, you should meet this guy or have lunch with this guy. And his name was Todd. He was a super big Griggs distributor, but he was kind of, he wasn't very happy because they hadn't been innovating and he was looking at starting his own liquid fertilizer line. So I had a lunch meeting with him and it was off to the races. This guy was a visionary. He had the same kind of objectives I did. And instead of using my money that I had raised some collateral to do it, I could use his money to do it. And he already had a dedicated sales staff. Yeah. So it was super, but it was, it was a bit of an uphill battle at first. Like I remember one of my first weeks of employment, one of the sales reps came in and for about 45 minutes, he told me how turf fuel would never work. No one would ever switch. Like there's the market saturated with all these other brands. Right. So, and it was cool though, to go through that. It's like anything, the struggle and the challenge is what makes it all worthwhile and worth doing. And it's what develops you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. There's always going to be haters when it comes to a new product. Like,
yeah, well, and that's something that I encourage people. It's like, don't take my word for it. Put it on your property somewhere, see what you think, and just kind of evaluate it in your own maintenance style or maintenance strategy. And the nice thing about today's marketplace is that there are a lot of good products out there. People really aren't putting out junk anymore. And when I say junk, I mean using kind of sketchy raw materials or that type of thing. That really doesn't exist as much as far as I've seen.
That's good.
So
That's good to hear.
It's great for the end users, right? Like there's a lot of good options out there. What we try to do to differentiate ourselves is actually what we enjoy to do. And that is this pursuit of bigger and better and more innovative technologies that we can put on turf and make them stronger and more successful.
That's fantastic. So how does that process even start? Like how, we want to make our own fertilizers. How do you decide what you're going to start with? Because you guys didn't obviously create the whole line right away. So go through the process of kind of creating that kind of stuff and what came first?
Yeah. Good question. So basically, I knew just from all the research that's out there, like we kind of know what plants need on a 7-day cycle or 14-day cycle. Like we know how much nitrogen, about how much phosphorus, potassium, and then the array of micro and secondary nutrients. We kind of get that figured out, right? So that part was pretty easy. We also know that, sulfated forms of micronutrients are going to be a better way to apply them versus like chlorides or something that has a very high salt index. So that piece is easy. Like we know what types of nutrients to apply. As far as I think the more difficult piece becomes in developing new technologies and new ingredients. And it's a lengthy process. I'll be honest with you, like it's a lot of work, takes a lot of time, takes a lot of money. Like university research is very expensive. It can be. And the thing about the research piece of it is you have an entire summer, let's say, or an entire winter to evaluate a product or a technology. Well, if it didn't turn out the way you want, you have to wait until the next growing cycle is finished, right? So you may be another year or year and a half away from getting the results you want. So that piece can take a bit of a time lapse.
That's where the hard work goes in.
Yeah, basically. But for us, it's, we get ideas and share it with the team and say, okay, yeah, this looks like a pretty interesting thing to pursue. Put it on turf. Like I've got a lot of cooperator golf courses. Actually, our first 2 gallons of a new stress fighting product just landed in Canada today. That's going to go out it's going to go out in Ontario sometime in the very near future. But it's kind of an alternative to phosphites. And the reason we did that is we've had so many regulatory issues just in different geographies, like it's phosphite's one of those weird things where you have some phosphite products which are EPA registered as fungicides. And now in Canada with the CFIA, you have to register a phosphite product as a fungicide. And it's, I believe it's, and correct me, maybe a Health Canada thing, or it's a pretty difficult process.
The standards are pretty high up here, so there's a chance.
Yeah, exactly. And in my opinion, I would recommend phosphite unless it's for one of the diseases like the Pythium or powdery mildew, which it does have some fungicidal effect on, Fusarium. But in general, it's more for drought stress resistance is where I see the big success with a phosphite. And there's lots of other ways to skin that cat. We've got a lot of cool biostimulants on the shelf that are amazing at drought stress resistance.
What are you chuckling about?
Skin that cat. Who skins a cat?
Well, Trevor, I'm from Kentucky.
I know it's an
so-
expression.
This an old expression, right?
That's
So
terrifying.
how many products would Turf Fuel have now at this point? Because I know our chem shed's full of them, and I don't even know if I can name them all.
Well, Ian, it's funny, right? They're probably collectively 40-ish if you
Wow.
include the surfactant products and
Yeah.
foliar adjuvants. And here's the thing, base program, you can get away with 3 products and have amazing turf,
Okay.
in a base program. If you had a situation, let's say it's the middle of summer, you have poa annua greens, super hot, super humid. Well, we have another product that you could either switch out of that base program mix or add to it that's going to help for that specific environmental condition.
Mhm.
So most of the other products are pretty much like strategic tools that you would use for specific environmental conditions. High sodium, super hot and humid. You're trying to recover from aeration, those type of things.
Yeah, and it's great to have that variety because there's so many different superintendents dealing with different problems depending on where they are in the world or what kind of grass they have. So that's huge.
Yeah.
We actually had one of our members reached out and asked. Well, we had a few people ask questions, but somebody actually asked if we were only able to get 3 products to start, which 3 products would we go with from Turf Fuel? So it's interesting you say that you could start with 3 products.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. And my recommendation for those 3 would be base N25, vertical, and mic drop.
Okay, there you go. And vertical is one we actually tested out a couple of years ago with Colin Hindle. We had sprayed it on one of our greens and I think we waited 2 weeks, sprayed it again, and then we cut a cup at the end of the month, and we can actually see compared to some of the other plugs on the course, you could actually see those roots were actually growing straight down. It was cool. So it's a product that's tested and true.
Yeah, that's what I appreciate that. That's what it's supposed to do. So that's good. It's funny. So here's the thing, right? In 2011 is when we launched Turf Fuel. I've obviously been involved since day one. And until Vertical came out, I never got the type of feedback on the amount of feedback on rooting and pictures of roots. And, superintendents in Florida have asked me if it has a surfactant in it because they don't have as many localized dry spots and this type of feedback. Like I've never had that before Vertical.
There you go. It's
I
working.
need to get that. I got localized dry spots like crazy. The fact that half of it's dead now.
Oh,
We're going to ask you about your second story on here that you sent us in the email about working with Mexican employees.
oh yeah.
How would we tee that one up? Was that working at a certain course or?
It was 2 courses actually. So we had, a majority of the staff at the TPC were H2B guys, just amazing people, right? Like for me, it was kind of cool because living in Venezuela when I was a kid, I picked up a lot of Spanish, especially the pronunciation, but I lost a lot of it because I haven't used it.
Mm-hmm.
So when all these guys start rolling in, right, it's an excellent opportunity to become immersed in it again and start speaking. And it was great, and they're such good guys, like such hard workers. The amount of stories, and I'm sure a lot of other people listening who have, H2B guys or any type of Mexican employees, know what a good, kind-hearted people they are and they're hard workers. But so one of the funny stories was I'm driving around the golf course at like 6 a.m. and I look and 2 guys are just like rolling through this bunker, right? And they're fighting. And there's like sand flying. There's other guys, like the greens mower has stopped his mower and he's watching, and the bunker crew is just like going at it. So I rip over there and I jump in the bunker and break them up, and I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And I'm thinking like there's some big thing. So as they're raking bunkers, one of the guys said, you know what, we've been thinking about it and we don't think that you're a very hard worker. That was it.
Boys.
And
That
the
was
dude
it.
just like threw his rake down and like
We're going.
fists start flying. Yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty amazing.
Man, I want guys like that on my crew. Jesus.
Yeah. Calling each other out for not working hard enough. That's good. That's a bit of a slave driver as a boss, maybe.
Right?
That is new. I've heard people complain about someone being slow, but I've never heard them actually man up and call him out. That's
Yeah.
oh
Usually
yeah.
just bitch about him behind his back, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
called him right out. Well, if you're gonna do it, a bunker's the place to do it, I guess.
Yeah, true.
The only time I almost got into a fight on a golf course with a coworker was in a bunker. I think bunkers
It's the
are
octagon of the golf course.
Well, I mean, the thing about a bunker, right? Like being in bunkers all day makes you want to fight anybody. Like it's not the most pleasant place to be in.
Yeah, I can do it for you. Um,
the octagon of the golf course, he says.
Steve, we were also going to ask you about sorry, I just lost it here. I had two questions in from our buddy Ort Wino, who is he's all about the science stuff, and he usually asks questions that we can't answer. So I'm glad
Oh, cool.
I'm glad we have you on. So he's asking, first of all, for turf fuel, what product doesn't get enough recognition?
Hmm. That is a great question. Probably, probably the cleanse product that
Yeah.
we have. Because, and I say that because we have three products that we've been promoting because they're relatively new, which would be Vertical, Mic Drop, and Infinite, which Infinite's brand new in Canada now.
Okay. And those are all the black jugs. You guys changed them to
Yeah,
the black jugs.
yeah, and those
Ooh.
products, yeah, the performance is so good that I feel like they don't get the recognition because how well they perform, but they do. Like they're our most popular products and the products we're selling the most of. So it's
Hmm.
I would say the cleanse because it's such an interesting product. Like it has the ability to work so as a true like penetrant. I don't really like that term, but it will absolutely move water through a profile. So let's say you have a big event coming up, you want to, and there's going to be a rainstorm.
Right.
Put the cleanse down, it'll help move some of that water through. Let's say you have a green that started to seal off. Now, when you used to run 6 minutes of water, you wouldn't get any puddles. And now all of a sudden with 3 minutes of water, you're starting to get puddles. The cleanse will help to fix that. It's great for flushing. But then its real trick is if you have localized dry spots, so you have hydrophobic organic acid coatings on the sand, and you put the cleanse down, it strips all that coating off and remediates, actually fixes localized dry spot.
Cool.
Which is pretty good.
I'll take enough for 2 apps on about 2.5 acres of greens.
Right?
Sold.
Ship it on down.
I think of all the times when I spent with a hose in my hand in a former life, just, you could be there for hours and get
Hours.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Right. So imagine if you have like even a backpack sprayer and you have this material mixed up in it, spray it on there, let it sit for a little bit, put a little bit of water on, let it get down, then come back and hit it maybe an hour or two later. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. And you got to do that a few times, and then you start eliminating those spots and treating those spots, which is huge. You're solving it with science.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
So two things I'd like to mention. Like that solving with science piece is something we try to work on. So, creating a synergy, trying to get the plant to work together with the soil, the more you can do that, the more success you're going to have. So we started to try to build things that are going to positively impact the soil and the soil biology into foliar products. And we've had to use a lot of science to make that work so that now you can go out on a regular basis with these things and start to create that synergy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing I think is kind of cool.
And the foliar is so much easier for an applicator because then we don't have to water behind us. And, if someone's catching us quickly, they can get on and play, or we don't have to have a little bit soggy greens for the morning, et cetera, et cetera. A foliar product is so much nicer, in my opinion.
100%. Well, it's not only that, Trevor, it's also the frequency, right? Like if you want to bolster microbial populations in a sand-based root zone, there's not a lot of microbes there to begin with. And you're going to help it out by putting carbon in. But if you only do it once a month, you have a spike and then they go back into dormancy.
Right. You need to kind of have all that stuff readily available in the soil for the plant to to grab it when it needs it.
Yeah, exactly. And the other kind of fixing things with science piece was that Infinite product. And what we wanted to do there was use some of the, again, I'm going to use the word I don't like, the biostimulant technology that we developed over the last few years to be able to condition a plant to not need as much water. At the same time, we're delivering this consortia of polymers and surfactants that are going to help the water to work better in the soil. So now the plant doesn't need as much water, and it's going to have more access to water in the soil in the root zone.
It's amazing. Double dipping again.
Yeah.
You dog.
Yeah. And like, I'm thinking back, all right, if I were still on a golf course, what I would do with that is if I would give a backpack full of it to my guy who's changing the cups or girl who's changing the cups.
Mm-hmm.
They know where the localized dry spots are. Just hit, it doesn't have to be watered in.
No, just hit those spots. Just
Hit those
doesn't take that
spots.
long. It's like throwing a backpack blower on
Yeah.
and going and blowing some leaves off the approach. Just go hit your 3 or 4 spots and then move on. Wow, it's not a bad idea.
I do need an email. I am actually legitimately going to order some of that because I could use.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
You'll like it. It gets it done.
Well, if you're saying so, then I'm going to believe you. We're going to put it to the test because I got some dry ass spots.
Yeah.
Lots of high points too, so it'll be a good test. Double greens, lots of fun for us turf nerds.
Oh yeah. So the second one from Orty, he was asking what product is the most difficult to sell due to regulations and laws, which I would say for you guys might not be that tough, right?
Yeah, it's not as difficult, but again, going back to that, it depends on the geography because certain geographies are more stringent, and it would definitely be phosphites.
Okay.
Phosphites and some of our foliar adjuvants, like in California and in Washington State, you have to have this whole battery of very expensive testing done to show that it's not going to promote fish kill or all of this, type of environmental impact. So that can be pretty expensive.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a pain in the ass in California.
Struggling. Well, Trev, it's taken a while, but Voice Talk Dave's actually going to make an appearance here. He sent us a 5-minute video trying to,
oh, good Lord,
of questions and things he wanted to get through, but
he's getting his own episode. He can wait.
Yeah, but we narrowed it all down, and what he gets into a lot of science and stuff with his own grass and lawn at home, and obviously
Steve, do you know the Voice Talk Dave that we're referring about?
I don't think I do.
Okay.
He's a reoccurring. How do I put this nicely? Parasite? No, I'm kidding. He's a reoccurring guest in becoming personal friends with the both of us, and he's quite the character.
He's a character, yeah.
He started sending us voice messages, hence the name Voice Talk Dave.
Mm-hmm. So he really, really wants to know if you recommend pHing your spray solution, and his idea is that it's between a 6.3 and a 6.8. But yeah, he's asking because he doesn't think a lot of people do that. So if it's something that you would speak to for a minute, I think that'd be important to our listeners.
Yeah, no, it's very important. It depends on what you're putting in that spray tank as to how important it's going to be to modify the pH of the spray tank. So if you're using insecticides, for example, they are way more sensitive to something called alkaline hydrolysis. So basically at a very high pH, it starts to degrade that active ingredient. And it works, that degradation will happen with fungicides, herbicides, or insecticides. Just so happens that the insecticide chemistry is more sensitive. The sweet spot is right around 5.56, and that's kind of where you have the best solubility. The most of the active ingredients are very, very durable at that pH, so they're not going to break down. So that's really the sweet spot. If you're going out with foliar nutrients, right, and especially ones like any of the turf fuel products that have micronutrients in them, what we use is citric acid, amino acids to complex or protect those nutrients. So if you put, say, mic drop into your spray tank, it's actually going to buffer the pH down. Yeah, just throw any, and that goes the same for, Florentine micronutrient product or a Greek Brother micronutrient. So most micronutrient products are going to come with a pH of around 2. Put those into the spray tank first. They'll help to buffer all the water down. It might bring it down a point, but if it brings it down from 7 to 6, that's awesome.
Yeah. Wow. So he might be a little bit high when he's talking 6.3 to 6.8. You think it's more of a 5.56?
I think voice talk Dave's usually pretty high.
Oh boy.
The rule of thumb is 6. 6 is about where you want to be.
Okay.
But if you're at 6.3, right, that's not that far off.
No,
you don't really start to get into too much issue until you get above 7.
Mm-hmm. Then you're getting out of range.
It can get a little hairy. I'll give you a good example. Phosphorus is negatively charged.
Okay.
So if you put phosphorus into a spray tank with things like calcium, iron, magnesium, things that are positively charged, they're going to want to connect together just like magnets would.
That's when you get the jelly type mix, right?
Bingo. That's exactly right. If you're ever in that situation, put something in there before you just dump the whole tank. Put something in there to drop the pH, like a pH acidifier. And a lot of times you can bring it back into solution, because what you end up doing is, all right, so this water bottle, I'm holding a water bottle for listeners at home. If I start to put hydrogen into this water bottle, I'm going to make it more acidic. I'm lowering the pH. And when you do that, the excess hydrogen in there can connect with oxygen to make more water. So you're like literally making more solubility inside that vessel.
That's crazy. Makes sense. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I was just gonna say we don't want to keep you all night, but I know you wanted to discuss a little bit about the future of turf grass management. Kind of from the soil and plant health standpoint.
Yeah, I do. It's something I'm really excited about. I just attended a biostimulant conference a few weeks ago in North Carolina, and it was amazing to hear the things that people are working on. Just crazy, out of the ordinary ways to extract chemistries, like plant chemistries, that are going to make plants stronger and more water resilient, drought resilient, that type of thing. And I really think it's a combination of enhancing some of these plant functions. So like making the stomates work faster, be more efficient, so we don't lose water. We can get more CO2 in for photosynthesis. Finding ways to make cells even stronger. There's so many different things that we can tackle that we haven't accomplished yet. That's what really excites me. Like some of the things that we're working on right now, if we can prove them out and replicate what we've seen already, it's going to be awesome. And I think back to when I was on a golf course, if I would have had some of these tools, it would have made my life so much easier. And at the end of the day, that's the objective. So it's pretty exciting right now.
Yeah, if you've come this far, and what did you say, you guys have been going for 12 years now? So you come this far in 12 years, you're a multi-million-dollar company at this point, are you not?
Yeah.
So the future
company.
Future's bright.
Yeah, it is. And this is the thing that, personally, like this is a hobby of mine, really, to evaluate these things and to research and learn, just to think of wild things. Like the other day, I was I probably shouldn't say the things that I'm spraying, but I was spraying let's just say it was
allegedly
supplement.
Yes, I was allegedly spraying from my buddy.
A supplement from Human Health on turf, with an idea, and we'll see if it plans out. But some of the things that we've found to be successful started that way, and that's the fun piece to it.
Yeah, you just got to test it out.
Just asking what if.
Yeah. That's kind of not really a job if you're enjoying it that much. It's not really that fair. Yeah. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, it's our secret. No one's listening.
Well, we always ask our guests as well to share a secret of who would you recommend to come onto the show next? Do you have anyone that you would think would be a good fit for the show, or would enjoy talking to us or getting their voice out, anything like that?
Colleague Mark Shenna has been in the business for a long time. Very well known in Canada. He's a great guy, very well spoken, super intelligent. There's some researchers I know that might be pretty good. Mike Richardson from Arkansas. He's awesome. Great guy, very well spoken. He's done tons of research on wetting agents. We were going to do this really cool trial this year, and hopefully we'll get to do it next year, where we were going to use different inputs on shaded turf and measure the moles of light. And what I wanted to be able to do was walk onto a golf course with a light meter, shoot it on a shaded green, and if it's within a certain range, I could effectively say, hey, these products can help you. If it's outside of that range, then I could confidently say, hey, I'm sorry, these can't help you. You got to cut some trees down.
Wow. Yeah.
How cool would that be?
But that's helping people, right? And that's advancing, and that's making things better. So that why not? Why not?
Yeah.
You'd come to my course and tell me to cut all the trees down, and then you'd be my best friend.
I'm not sure if you can tell if Trev's struggling with his course a little bit right now.
Oh no, it's perfect. It looks like Augusta was left alone for a decade.
There you go.
This is August talk. We know this talk, Trevor.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. September's around the corner. It's coming.
Yeah.
September's worse here, man. It gets hotter.
Yeah, and you guys don't have a winter either, right? You don't stop.
Well, we don't have a winter to your standard. Our winter's, 55 degrees in the day and 27 at night.
Yeah. How about you, Steve? Do you golf?
I do golf. Yeah. I don't so I travel a bunch for work, right? Like I'm not home a ton.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit of a challenge because when I get home, I want to be with the family and I don't want to go away and play golf for 4 or 5 hours and then come back.
Right.
But when I can work it into a work trip, I definitely enjoy it.
Nice. Yeah. No, it's always good to be back out on the course, right?
Yeah,
beauty of
100%.
selling products that get used on a golf course.
That's right.
There's that too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to do something cool for Steve here. This is why my head's been down.
What are you drawing? Trev's an artist. He's a comedian and an artist. So as soon as I saw his head go down, I'm like, he's drawing something.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way. I didn't know this.
I like the names of the stuff. So I didn't look up anything else, but
You've been doodling a little bit.
yeah, actually that's going to work perfect. It's the turf fuel mic drop.
Oh, look at this guy. That's amazing.
Dude, you just drew that?
You just drew that?
Yeah, that's what I've been staring down at. Well, I mean, I took obviously like your logo is perfect.
Yeah.
The turf fuel logo. That's all drawn. Mic drop is with a font, and then I took the specialty products logo.
Looks like a new tattoo for you, Steve.
Yeah, right. I got
only if you get it
spots
on your
my back,
neck.
There you
Yes.
go.
Right there. No.
Hey, I'll have to send it to him.
Yeah,
That's
that was a
cool.
fun one.
Because it's turf fuel, right? So you're going to fuel up and mic drop. Wow.
Yeah.
Combo.
Good stuff.
That just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why my head was down. I hope it didn't seem rude, but there was a purpose.
Sweet.
All right, Steve. Well, this has been awesome. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else you want to talk about. The show is yours. It's the floor is yours. So if there's anything else you want to talk about, you're more than welcome to. If not, we can let you go and enjoy the rest of your night.
No, I appreciate it, fellas, and it has been fun. I've enjoyed the time. I guess the only thing I'd like to say is just a thank you to all the people who've supported Turf Fuel, who are using the Turf Fuel products, and who've had the confidence in our sales staff and in us as the developers to put some products out that are going to make your course better. So we can't thank you enough. I know it's not the easiest thing to listen to somebody and to try new products and evaluate them when you already have something that's working. But for those who have, we definitely appreciate you.
Yep, absolutely. And we wanted Target and Turf Fuel to be a part of this show from the get-go. As soon as we came up with the idea, it was the first company we approached because I know the products work. I use them day in and day out. I feel safe using them. They're very effective. And the relationships I've had with, people like yourself, Mark, Colin, have been fantastic. And I can't recommend them enough. And there hasn't been really any negativity. I haven't gotten any negativity from anybody in our community about Target. It's just this is a cool brand, awesome products. We love working with them. So you guys just keep going. Honestly, just keep going.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Perfect. Well, enjoy the rest of your
Send
night.
me some of that black jug stuff.
All right.
Unmarked black jugs going down to California.
Yes. Awesome. Have a good night, Steve. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Thanks,
care,
fellas.
Steve.
You too. Yeah.
Right, have
See
a
you
good
guys. Thank you.
And now, introducing our newest sponsor to the podcast, Track Mats. Tired of having to restore and fix the same traffic wear areas on your course every season? If so, we have to tell you about the Track Mats product line, golf's #1 solution to wear path elimination. The team at TrackMats have developed an extremely effective series of products that maintains a perfect turf aesthetic and protects the turf from getting compacted and eroding away. Go to trackmats.com, that's TRAQMATZ, or check them out on Twitter/Instagram to connect with their team and solve your wear issues today.
My fucking arm is on fire, dude.
Yeah?
Oh my, I'm like sweating because my arm is so hot. Yeah, I've been working on stuff for Putter Company, a couple other things.
Scotty?
No, not Scotty.
So the only other one on the page from the last week that I wanted to ask you about was the picture. It was a picture with a workman, a trailer, and what looks to be a
okay.
Salsco or Smithco.
Well, what happened?
I can see why that maybe they moved the trailer for the picture, but I don't know how the roller got behind that tree.
To the comments. Noble J. Those workmen slip on spit in the parking lot, let alone pull a Salsco. It's whatever roller. It's not the correct brand, but backed up, couldn't get it out. Took her. Oh, okay, there it is. This is the guy explaining it. Took the roller off, still couldn't get it out, so disconnected the trailer, still stuck. So,
Oof.
Yeah, he's 100% right. Those things do slip on spit. So this is honestly a really pretty weak
I know what's wrong with it.
topic.
It ain't got no gas in it.
There's literally gas in the bed of the truck. No, he's spinning out because those things, if it gets in the most minuscule slippery situation, they don't fucking go anywhere.
Brutal.
It'll sit there and spin forever. So what he said he unloaded the roller, which is why it's behind the tree, and it still wouldn't get out. And then he unhooked the trailer and it still wouldn't get out.
Wild.
So that's what happened. So this picture and this whole thing is really not as fun as it could be.
And Lorenzo Zandi said, did they try and lock the diffs? So Kale says, man, diff lock and first couldn't get me up that hill. Tried losing the weight, still no good.
That's some slick ass ground player. Yeah, that sucks. Bigfoot attack. Guys watching Squash Talks did the mating call, and his whole day went south when Bigfoot showed up ready to cash in.
The guy went
what
left.
The fuck
field.
Are you talking about?
I think he's been holding on to that comment for like the right video, and
this is the wrong
that was not
one.
the right video or post.
He got bogged, took the trailer off. Fuck knows why the roller's off though. Well, he explained it. You probably posted that before he did. Yeah, so that was pretty weak. Oh, okay, I got one. We all know my title. It's Bunker Raking King.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the video just below that. Flossing up the course for Illinois PGA.
Yes.
Championship.
Yes.
The guy raking the bunker right off the top. It's so crooked.
Oh.
It's a fucking moon rake.
But isn't he following? Is he not following the contour though?
No, especially in a championship, you rake towards the pin.
Right.
That's what you do.
Straight lines, lasers
towards the pin.
Towards the pin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Golly. Yeah, I watched that and wanted to vomit. The rest of the video is kind of fine.
So how about
those Rutgers turf? Okay.
Can we go back 1 second though? Their golf course is called the Flossmoor Golf Club. So all the guys wear hats that say Floss.
I like it.
Yeah, it's big time.
Okay, now it's time to call you out.
Yeah, come get me,
Mr. Turf Today himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's a video that has gotten 33 comments, which is not a ton.
None positive,
but yes, it is 33 for 33, calling you out for frankly the right reason.
Mm-hmm.
Plugging out a divot on the green.
Yeah, the green grass, maybe.
Yeah, bro. I like how you're talking shit on your own post.
Well, I admitted it.
Cool.
It was like 10 minutes after, and you're like, bro, everybody's talking shit. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get a lot of videos, and I can't say that there hasn't been a video with somebody on a green that looks like that before. But no, I should have been paying more attention because it could be a fucking tee box too. No,
that's 100% a tee box or a collar. That is collar, not a green.
But like, no, it's not a greenie.
The reason why I say no to tee box,
okay,
is there's no chance the marker is going to be back there for that divot. That divot's going at an angle with that contour of it, which it could be a circular tee box, but that looks like a chip.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's a pretty wicked divot.
Are you dealing with stubborn, localized dry spots on your golf course? Aqueduct Flex from Aquatrolls provides rapid recovery of stressed turf in as little as 3 days. Flex is an industry favorite with an easy-to-use, resealable packaging that allows turf pros to treat problems on the go. Simply throw a bag in the back of the cart, hit that LDS with some Flex while you make your morning rounds. Flex is also perfect for those high-traffic areas like greens, collars, and tee boxes. Visit aquatrolls.com/flex for more information.
And then another one just below that. Someone called me out on this, which I'm going to stick to my guns. I don't care. The new Gator cards.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's a Yamaha UMAX that's painted green. It is literally the same cart.
It looks like the front of it, eh?
The whole thing. This bed. I have Yamaha UMAXs.
Mm-hmm.
The roof is the same. Everything is the exact same. The rims are the same except for they're black. It's the exact same cart. And so I commented on it, Yamaha UMAX ripoff, and someone wrote they partnered. It's not a ripoff.
Oh,
Why would Yamaha, who makes their own utility carts, and John Deere, who makes their own utility carts, why would competitors partner up? Now, I'm not saying that he's wrong. I have not looked into it. I don't know if they actually did or not. I'm asking why the fuck would competitors partner up?
Because they would make that machine, both machines in the same factory. Different colors, different logos, but they can build them all in the same place. That would be my guess.
Someone else that's literally a Yamaha UMAX. Yep. Overrated, just like the courses there. The fuck
Isn't that kind of shitty though? They're losing the originality. You're losing what the Gator looked like.
Dude, I have a regular Gator. Oh, someone did the Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber throw up one. Yeah. So good.
It's like a BMW. You're never going to see a BMW that's got a different front. It's always going to have that same grill, right? The logo, the grill, the lights.
Depending on BMW.
So John Deere
depending on the decade that it's from, yeah.
Yeah, they're all very similar. It's just the same look. Same with the Gator. It's always had that same front, but it's gotten upgraded
The new ones are getting way different. I know I agree with what you're getting at, but it's like
maybe that's just change.
The new ones, they're changing, yeah.
What I would say about this one is that when you see this, you know that that's an electric Gator. So maybe they're doing that to distinguish it, because all the electric cars they all look different, right? They all have more space age or futuristic or whatever.
I'm telling you, look up a 2020, 2019 Yamaha UMAX. It is literally this. It's the same, minus the color of the plastics and the John Deere stickering.
Yeah, and
it is
driving
literally the same. The dog is not driving it. The thing is clearly parked. That dog does not have a license. Fuck that dog.
Okay, go to the first picture. They'll zoom in on like whatever that is in the back. Does it not look like a dog with the dog nose?
Yeah, it does. It's
I had to zoom in to look at it. I was
like, definitely like a backpack though. Oh, it's the backpack blower. Yeah,
but it looks like eyes and a nose though. Fucking got me.
Well, yeah, just like when you said dog, I looked at it and was 100% bought in. You could have not even brought that back up, and it would have been a dog forever to me.
It just would have been a dog, yeah. But we do have some big news. Actually, a big day for Turf today. You can now subscribe to Turf Today. It's only $1 a month. We're not charging fucking $10 like Instagram recommended we do. That's bullshit. Charging $1 a month, you get posts and stories, things that only subscribers can see. You also get a badge beside your name so that us at Turf Today can see who our subscribers are. And when you comment and when you post stuff, we're hopefully at one point going to be releasing shows a day early to all of our subscribers. And yeah, we don't ask a lot here. It's a free podcast. We're doing everything, but we think $1 a month for our members and our listeners to subscribe and get all the good stuff from us. Get on there. It's just started a couple days ago. So the first 5 people are actually going to get in for 49 cents. And then after that, it's 99 cents for everybody after that. So cheaper than a cup of coffee a month. And you get all the exclusive stuff from the boys over here.
As soon as you said it's only 99 cents a month, the first thing that came to my head was "In the Arms of an Angel." So subscribers, huh? You get a cool little badge. That's
Yeah.
how you know you're one of the cool
Let's get in
kids.
there. I mean, it just started. It's something that's definitely going to pick up as we go. But it's one little way you can support the team here and feel like you're a little bit more immersed in what we got going on. And like we always tell you guys, reach out, let us know what you're thinking. If you like some stuff or you hate some stuff and you want to see more of something specific or you have questions, we're always here for you.
If I get any more
Yeah.
messages from Dave,
That one you sent me, I have one waiting for me on my phone right now, but the one you sent me about him.
yeah, don't put that on the show. I don't want him to feel
But the
bad.
one you sent me of him, I was fucking crying laughing, man. When he's talking about his shit. God, that guy's hilarious.
Here's something you can probably relate to. Shorten yourself. Being on the golf course, you're the farthest place away from a hole in the ground to drop your shit in. And you're farting. And it's like, it's coming, right? You're squeezing. You don't want to let any shit out. You just want to let the gas out. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
What's this guy doing?
Fun. See, for you guys, at least you can take your underwear or your boxer shorts, your boxer briefs off. I don't wear underwear. I'm commando all the fucking time. Never wear it. So if I shart myself, that means I shit my pants.
Oh my God.
I've done that a couple times. See me wearing rain pants around the property. You know what happened. Oh, yeah.
You see me rare.
And it's things like that we're going to talk about, right? Pooping your pants. That's the things that people can
Get ready
relate to.
for it, man.
The coffee shits at 6:45, being the furthest away from the. I gotta go. You can't sit on the fucking seat. Oh my God, I'm gonna shit myself. Yeah, been there, brother.
Can we open the show with "If You See Me in Rain Pants"? You know what?
Oh, fuck.
Oh my God, dude. My arm is so fucking sunburnt.
Well, go get some aloe. This has been a good one. Folks, please do everything you can to download, rate the show, share it with your friends.
We need more rates. Rate the show, write a comment, or I don't know, say you like us, say you hate us, whatever.
Yeah.
Follow the Instagram page. We're over 1,000 followers on that. That's pretty cool. That's how you can get a hold of me if you want to bitch at me personally.
The pod page. Find them.
Yeah. Yes.
And big news about next week. It's a drum roll episode because we actually have Trev.
What?
We have the Podfather coming on next week. The original turf podcaster, Joe Galati, the talking greenkeeper, is coming on the Turf Today podcast next fucking week. The boys are going to be in session. He's definitely more of a sciencey guy than we are, but
everyone
I think the three
is
of
more
us
of a sciencey guy than I am.
Yeah, we got all the bronze, not the brains, right, bud?
Sure. Why not?
Why not?
I know I got all the burn and not the brain.
Yeah. So next week's a big one. Definitely tune in and, like Trev said, download, subscribe, rate the show. Give us a little comment.
At least rate the show. You don't need to download it per se. Just listen to it and then rate it.
Yeah, rate it 5 stars.
You don't need to rate it 5 stars. Rate it honestly.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you're gonna rate it 5 stars because this is fucking amazing. But I'm just kidding.
Because we turf
today.
Yep. Oh, I'm gonna go throw pizza in the oven because it's that fucking time of the week.
I was gonna say I don't know what I'm gonna make for dinner. I made lasagna last night.
We're on our Italian kick right now.
Stouffer's lasagna, bud. Come on.
Yeah, well, I'm going to throw in a Delizio, so just fucking Walmart Italians.
All right, I've had enough.
And that'll do it. Keep those fucking real sharp, brother.
Walmart Italians. All right, my arm's on fire.
Okay, go get that gnome out of your mailbox.
It's not here yet. You see how red that shit is?
Fuck, that's red.
You see how buff I am? Fuck.
The weight's down, bro. See you, brother.
All right. I forgot my sign off. Yay.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for us. Don't think we have anything else really to go over. Oh, yeah, that's right. we got a giveaway. Yep, so spinning the wheel right now. We got 113 comments, which is fantastic. Plus, there was a bunch of entries, too, that we noted where people shared them through their stories. So a bunch of people had a double entry, which was kind of fun, and some people just had singles. And for those of you who commented a number of times on the post, we didn't say you couldn't, so good on you. And the winner of the Tru-Turf Turf Today podcast giveaway is M_Casey. So look at this. That's looks like Emily Casey, assistant superintendent in Arizona. Fantastic. Well, congratulations, Emily. That's amazing. Get in touch with us, and we will be shipping you out your box full of swag and cash. And taking us out today is a little hip hop group, Captain Jaws and Frank Bentley, Elevate.
Yeah, they hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out. Yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment. I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly. I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah, I had to elevate. I'm way up, way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down. No, got a soul view to myself. Yeah, why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation. Now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Swatting all black like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. Oh. I ain't make it this far for myself. Yeah. I had to prove to everybody else. I had to set them straight. Yeah, I had to ball, so I had to renovate. I know they hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out. Yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment. I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly. I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah, I had to elevate. Ooh, yeah, why they wanna bring me down? So much drip, yeah, I almost drowned in it. I can't come it down. Yeah, I'm way too fired up. I can't slow it down. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I see the flashing lights. Make sure the fashion right. Yeah, I'm in my bag tonight. Yeah. Ooh, I might just pull up before it. Watch out, the engine is roaring. It's too loud, you can ignore it. Yeah, yeah. This the high life with a view. You can have it all, no need to choose. First, let me demonstrate how you can rise to the top. Yeah, I had to elevate, 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 elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah, I had to elevate.
They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out. Yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment. I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly. I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out. Yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment. I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly. I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight.